kaiju, Dragon Ball, Pokemon, and more. It's Steven's Toy Reviews. Hey, hello there collectors, it is Steven here, and I am bringing you another Toho Kaiju Revoltech review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the sci-fi Revoltech Rodan from the 1956 movie. That's right, the original design of Rodan. It's pretty exciting that we have an OG kaiju here from the Showa era. So a lot of folks have been wondering if this guy is going to be worth the purchase simply because we seem to be getting more and more Showa action figures on the market. Whether or not they're going to be legitimate is a different discussion entirely. And considering that the aftermarket prices on the old Revoltech figures keep going up, it can be difficult to make that decision on your own. So let's take a look to see whether or not Rodan here is worth adding into your collection. This review is actually a patron's pick for August 2019. That's right, the folks over on my Patreon helped to vote to see what review they would like to see this month, and Rodan here was chosen. So thanks for everyone for taking a part of that poll. If you're interested in voting for September 2019, that is, patron's pick, definitely head on over to my Patreon right now so you'll be able to vote. Well, that's going to be tomorrow since it'll be September 1st. All right. Let's get on to the review. The most interesting thing that I feel about the old school Revoltech figures is despite the fact that in the current year 2019, the end of August to be more precise, they actually look really fantastic, and in terms of sculpt and sometimes in the paint department go pretty much toe-to-toe with some of the modern-day SH Monster Arts figures, and for, at the time of release anyway, a very similar MSRP to NECA, they really beat the pants off of them pretty much in every way, shape, or form. Yeah, I'm not kidding. An average Revoltech figure back then ranged from about $35 to $40 compared to the $25 to $30 NECA figure we're getting today. So with that in mind, is Revoltech really the champion? I don't know. But Kyoto did have something nice going on there. Enough about how awesome the overall line is in general. Let's go ahead and talk about Rodan, which is about that awesome. Overall, in terms of sculpt, Rodan looks pretty much like he walked off the screen. Of course, there's going to be somebody in the comments who corrects this detail, that detail, or the other detail, but to be honest, it's an action figure. There are going to have to be compromises. This thing is roughly 5 inches tall if you're giving it the maximum benefit of the doubt. So yeah, it's not going to be the size of a human being. That being said, the paint application everywhere, whether it's going to be the little spikes on the chest, his beak, it's going to be some of the washes and the dry brushing on the wings, Rodan overall looks fantastic. All right, time to talk about articulation for Rodan, and we're going to have a mix of Revoltech joints here along with some conventional joints that you know and love. So what do we have? First and foremost, the jaw opens and closes on a hinge, essentially, only about that far, so this way we can see the little teeth in Rodan's mouth to make it look like he's roaring. So yeah, not too much, but it is there. Think of the Ultra Act Red King, if you will. Then we do have a Revoltech joint in the neck, so this way we can move Rodan's head up and down from side to side. We can twist and turn, and since it is a Revoltech joint, let's go ahead and just pop that off. Or are we taking a look at two? We are. You can turn it just a little bit and then reattach everything, just so this way we can get the hinge movement of the Revoltech joint to look a little different. Not so much. That's the fun thing about Revoltech joints, is that you can kind of add a little bit of customization, maybe once I pop the head back on. And yeah, so this way now we get the hinge movement to go at an angle instead of straight forward and back, so that's pretty fun there. So for the wings, where they plug into the shoulders, they are going to be on Revoltech joints, so this way they have the clickety-clack this way. And then they actually slip into this little sleeve on Rodan's main body. Now this little sleeve, if you wanted to, you can actually pull the wing out just a little bit, and then you can use the swivel function, so this way we can move Rodan's wing like this. It looks a little unnatural since the wing isn't attached to anything on the body, but you can do that, and you can also move the Revoltech joint, so this way the hinge moves in a different direction, and you can maybe get him to flap his wings like that. So that's pretty fun. So just always be sure that you're moving your joints carefully when you're handling a Revoltech figure. Now, he's got these little handsies on his wings, which move up and down on a hinge. They do also have a swivel to them, so this way if you wanted to get his hands to do that, I don't quite know why you would, you can do that as well. Now for the wings proper here, the outside of them, they are on bendy wire, so you can get them to pose just a little bit. Specifically right down here is where we're going to have the bendy wire. Here's the problem with it that I always talk about with bendy wire. See how it sort of snaps back and forth a little bit? Does it over here. That means the bendy wire on the inside is broken. Or at least in one part. So I can't get super duper crazy poses, right? You get that a little bit, but it wants to snap one way or the other. So that'll happen to you. Just be sure to be careful with these. Now for Rodan's ab crunch, his waist joint, whatever you would prefer to call this area, he does have a Revoltech joint that does have 2 pegs, so we do get 2 points of swiveling along with the hinge, so this way we can have him ratchet forward and back, and then if you wanted to change that, you can have him go at an angle as well. For his hips, we do have 2 Revoltech joints, so this way we can move his legs forward and back or out to the side, depending on how you position the hinge on there. For his knees, we do have just a proper hinge, no swivel movement there. And then for his little feet, they plug into the ankle on a Revoltech joint as well, so this way we can spin them around. So overall, Rodan's articulation for his age is pretty good. Not necessarily super amazing SH Monster Arts level in all regards, but you can get him into some fun poses. Now for accessories, and here's where I kind of dropped the ball just a teeny bit. Rodan comes with that infamous building he stood on and crushed a little bit, and he also comes with a miniature Rodan. How did I drop the ball a little bit? Well, you see, the miniature Rodan actually has a little bit of a little stand to go with it, and I lost it, so I can't show it to you. But it just plugs into the little hole on its stomach, and it's got a little square base, so yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, you can substitute it for something else. So, yep, the little Rodan is actually very impressive considering the size. Looks good. Now for that building that Rodan comes with, this is pretty dang sweet. And for the original MSRP, you are getting significantly more for your buck than any of the competitors on the market. The building looks really nice with a lot of tans and the greens to help bring out the detailing in the window. It overall looks battle damaged as well. And then there is that nice little sign there on the side, which actually has crisp, clean Japanese characters. So, if you like those details, congratulations, you get them. The only thing that I do have to recommend is for that sign, do not drop the building or brush it up against anything else because it will shear that sign off like it has on mine. You're going to see in a little bit. Now for Rodan here, obviously he has to stand on the building, so we get a little metal pole we shove in Rodan's little booty hole, and then we put it in a hole between the cracked rubble on the roof. Here, I just kind of show you the fact that it can be done, and how exactly you do that, I just don't do it very pretty. Rodan can also plunge into the building. The way that you do that is you remove the sculpt off one of the feet, so you just have the bare Revoltech joint, and then there's a hole inside of the building through that rubble once again, where you plug in the Revoltech joint, and you can twist the building, so this way it has 1 point of articulation to make it look like Rodan is collapsing it, and then the rubble on top has points of articulation on ball joints as well, and yeah. There you go. There you go. I made that sound really easy because it's not. I just wanted to do it for the sake of the review to keep time going on. So yeah, it can be pretty frustrating to do that. So overall, for the accessories we get with Rodan, they're pretty cool. We do also get one nameplate that says Rodan and 1956 on it, but yeah, it shouldn't sway you one way or another from buying it. Oh, and we do get a little Revoltech coin and orange box. Yeah. They're not really going to sway you. If you're looking for some other stuff to display Rodan with, you know I got video for effect parts and support stands, which Rodan is actually missing, so please check out those videos to help you out. Now we're going to go ahead and move on over to a size comparison with a recently released Showa King Ghidorah figure, which I'm not using these pictures with Ghidorah and Godzilla 1964 because I wanted to just save time and reuse stuff. No, it's a comprehensive size comparison, so you can see how your Showa action figure shelf might look. So buy now, skip, or wait for a deal. Rodan, you just can't go wrong with. If you're looking to pick up a nice Rodan action figure, then congratulations, this is going to be the one for you. Whether or not it's going to be on your Showa shelf or just in general a kaiju shelf, and you don't want to fork over the dough for a Monster Arts Rodan, you don't like the NECA 2019 Rodan, then congratulations, this will be a good one for you, because I think the price is now between 60 to 70 bucks, cheaper than the aftermarket price on the Monster Arts Rodan, and yeah, more than the NECA, but yeah, this one's kind of better. Yeah. Whether or not you're going to skate by at $30 you paid like I did, or current aftermarket, Rodan can't go wrong. Well, collectors, that brings us to the end of the video today, and I just wanted to take a second to thank you so much for watching. Now, you've heard a lot from me. I'd like to hear a little bit from you. Drop in the comments down below whether or not you liked it, you hated it, or maybe you were somewhere in between. I also want to take an extra second here for a nice, humongous thank you to all the patrons for SDR over the last month who have really helped the channel grow into what it can be today. So to all of you, 2 big thumbs up. Thank you very much. And now the end card should be popping up, which will give you a few clickable links, like maybe to subscribe or head on over to my Patreon, or some short URLs like to my social media or to my Teespring store. There's also a video I hand selected for you, so if you want to watch another STR video, I hand selected some good content for you to watch, so definitely check out that video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next video.